Significance of Krishna's life for modern man. Lord Krishna says in the Gita that what man really needs to do to find the kingdom of heaven is to renounce the fruits of action. God has sent man into this life so circumstanced with hunger and desires that he must work. Without work, human civilization would be a jungle of disease, famine, and confusion. If all the people in the world were to leave their material civilizations and live in the forests would then have to be transformed into cities, else the inhabitants would die because of lack of sanitation. On the other hand, material civilization is full of imperfections and misery. What possible remedy can be advocated? Krishna's life demonstrates his philosophy that it is not necessary to flee the responsibilities of material life. The problem can be solved by bringing God here where he has placed us. No matter what our environment may be, into the mind where God communion reigns, heaven must come. A heaven without thee, O God, I want not. I love to work in the factory if I can, but hear thy voice in the noisy wheels of the machinery. A material life without thee, my Lord, is a source of physical misery, disease, crime, ignorance, and unhappiness. To avoid the pitfalls of the two extremes, renunciation of the world or drowning in material life, man should so train his mind by constant meditation that he can perform the necessary dutiful actions of his daily life and still maintain the consciousness of God within. All men and women should remember that their worldly life can be freed from endless physical and mental ills if they add deep meditation to their daily routine of living. A balanced life of meditation and activity without attachment to the fruits of action is the example set by Krishna's life. The message of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita stands as the doctrine best suited to our modern busy life of many worries. To work without the peace of God is Hades. To work with God's happiness ever bubbling in the soul is to carry a portable paradise within you wherever you go. To be constantly worried even in pleasant surroundings is to live in Hades. To live in the inner, boundless soul peace, even though housed in a rickety shack, is real paradise. Whether in a palace or under a tree, we must carry with us always this inner heaven. The yogi enjoys everything with the consciousness of God. But at the same time he can say, if I don't see the face of food, I shall never miss it. The conditions of the world should not bother you. Be not attached to anything. Jesus fasted for 40 days and kept his mind always on God. If you are in the world and have no attachment to it, you are a real yogi. To remain in the candy store and not touch the candy is true renunciation. However, milk will not float on water unless you make butter of it. The only way to find happiness and emancipation is to seek God and live by his laws. Jesus said, if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. That kind of determination is needed. You must realize in your heart and soul this truth, Lord, you alone are mine. I am here just to please you. Renounce not only outwardly, but mentally too. Jesus did not mean that man should not eat or put on clothes. He himself ate food and wore clothing. He did mean that one should be mentally non-attached to dress and food. He was teaching that renunciation must be accomplished mentally as well as externally. Take no thought, for your body means don't worry too much about food and clothing and the demands of the body. It is more important to be clean inside than outside. If you can be pure within and also clean without, that is even better.